CBS News spoke to one of the child soldiers about fighting in one of West Africa's most brutal wars.
When the war started and it came to my part of the country, in Sierra Leone, the south, and I started running from it, and between 12 and 13 I had seen so much, and I had lost my immediate family. Mother, father and two brothers were killed, and I was with a group of other kids, and naturally we thought if we went to a military base we would be protected. We were forcefully recruited in this army. We were not given a choice. If we left, we were basically going to be killed by the rebels who would consider us the enemy. They were being recruited and forced to participate in extremely violent acts in this war. So because of that, being a young person became very difficult in this country. There was also a tremendous sense of uncertainty. And then they pressed me into this war. They forcefully trained me, basically learned how to use the AK-47. Perfection came by actually being in the war. And basically the life of a child soldier is basically you go out, you shoot people, and you do whatever the commanders want you to do. If not, they will kill you. And then you're fed drugs. And then there's always ways of killing people in front of you to desensitize you. You're given more drugs after that. You watch Rambo films, just a way to keep you in this madness. Killings are also very difficult to do, but as time goes on, you've lost yourself completely. When I would write about certain instances that I witnessed, or during this time, there were exhibition killings that we looked at, we participated in, and we kind of cheered people on to do certain things. And when I would think about those things, it would bring a very strong discomfort within my own body, within my being. Well, what I quickly realized that when I saw these people glorifying it, I knew that these are people who have never been severely touched by violence. Because if you have been touched by it, you know it's nothing glorious, it's nothing romantic, you know. So people who talk about it, like when I started school in New York City, people always, kids would say, oh, I'm tough, I'm a soldier, I'm this and that, and I just laughed because I knew that they didn't even know what they were talking about. When we went back to Sierra Leone, when I went back, we took some hip-hop artists with us, like from the Wu-Tang and a bunch of people, and we got to Sierra Leone and they were scared, even though the war is not going on, Oh, there are all kinds of drugs, ranging from your common marijuana to amphetamines that I don't know the names of, to cocaine and what is called brown, which could be a mixture of cocaine and gunpowder, heroin and gunpowder. And also watching like the war films and things, I developed a sense of invisibility that you cannot die and things like that. But in my group there wasn't such a kind of thing, but there was more a belief that the commanders had some sort of juju. They had some sort of magical power that, so when they led you to battle or when they told you to go somewhere, that they were protecting you through some sort of magical power they had. Again, this is one of the reasons why children are recruited. You cannot have adults to believe that kind of stuff. You drag them into this kind of madness, but you can have kids believe this. Regaining yourself, your humanity, it is a very, it's possible, but it's a very difficult process. It's not as quick as some people think it is. It took me 8 months just to regain myself and continue that process of healing. For some people it will take longer. For each child it's different. If I went to the bathroom to take a shower or to open a tap water, all I could see is blood pouring out of the thing until I look at it continuously before I could see water. We had lost the faith in human beings, to trust adults especially, so that also had to be regained.
Like there was a United Nations convoy that negotiated you and a bunch of other kids' release?
Well, there was UNICEF and several UN agencies had gone into Sierra Leone after there had been such a rampant use of children, because kids were being used in the army, in the rebel group, and in the CDF, which is another group that came later on. So it was basically children everywhere. So they went in and they would speak to these commanders wearing UNICEF t-shirts and jeans, and they would talk to them. And the reason why they were able to do this is because there had been international legal standards in place that says you can't recruit children, hence the importance of that. So, and basically, I don't know what they said to them, but they must have been quite convincing for him to be able to give up a few kids at a time.
But you didn't want to, did you? You were really angry about it.
I was very angry. This again goes to show that how this brainwashing had been so effective to the point that we become quite attached to this group. We believed it so deeply that it was, again, that itself, we needed time to undo those things. It took people who were selflessly compassionate, and they were patient, and they persevered with us. It required people who were willing to look at us as children regardless of what our lives had been. And that helped us, that rekindled our own humanity. It made us know that there was more to our lives than what we had come to believe, I think people think of healing from this kind of thing as forgetting. I will never be able to forget any of what happened to me. I've come to learn how to live with it, how to transform it. So those experiences have become more of instructional tools to me, and it makes me appreciate my life. Just waking up in the morning, it's enough for me to smile and be happy, and because I know what it's like not to have that freedom. So because of those things, I think I'm able to live with it. I still have nightmares, I still have flashbacks, but I'm in control of them to an extent now. When I do have them, I know I'm not there, that I'm here, that this process of healing still continues. I don't think I am necessarily angry in the sense that I will want revenge from them or anything, because I've come to know that that only brings about more suffering. But I think people who orchestrated this and who took so many lives in childhood away should be held accountable. I love Sierra Leone regardless of what happened. I hope that whoever really comes in power next in Sierra Leone can really do something for the people so that we can have that country back, because it's very dear to some of us, even though we've suffered there quite a lot.